Well, hello everyone. So good to see you. Has it been 4 months already? Yes, it has. It has been a long journey for me to be sitting here with you today. And I know you can't see my legs. I have one leg that's bent in the crisscross position. And I have another leg that doesn't quite yet just get there. So I'll be sitting like this for a couple months, maybe a couple weeks, and we'll take it as it comes. So, as you know, this week's classes are in honor of the Maui Humane Society. Thank you so much to all of those of you that have already donated. I've received Venmo, I've received PayPal, I've received a check in the mail. And you know what, friends? So far, we have made $50 for the Maui Humane Society. Isn't that lovely? And I'm so excited that you could be here with us today in honor of those beloved displaced families and animals. And as you know, I'm a dog mom, so that speaks to my heart. So, what have I been up to these last few months, if you may wonder? I have been healing. I've been working really hard. I've been swimming in the pool. I've been doing anything I can to rehab my hip. And I've been in my mind secretly just a little bit on the fast forward path, because I wanted to get back with y'all. And I mean, I can't say that there's anything else better than being here with you today. So I am really appreciative you could be here. Slight schedule change just for moving forward. We're keeping the Tuesday, Thursday, and we're keeping it 10:30 to 11:30 my local time. For those of you on the East Coast, that would be 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. And you know how Thursdays we did that extra 15 minutes of meditation? Well, we are going to be making that class 60 minutes instead of the 75. And on Thursdays, what we'll do is we will do our regular yoga movement until about 10 minutes before. So if you're on the East Coast, that's going to be till about 2:20 p.m. So if you ever want to just join for the meditation portion, that'll now be from 2:20 to 2:30 p.m. If you're in my time zone on the West Coast, that'll be on Thursdays from 11:20 to 11:30 a.m. And that will be just in the 60-minute time block, just like our Tuesday class is today. So enough of me yapping. I want to get moving on our yoga mats. Today's class, we will be using not one, but two yoga blocks. If you have them, grab them. And if you have a yoga belt or strap, we're going to be using the belt and the strap as well. So if you have those nearby, awesome. If you don't have them, now's a great time to get them, because you know what I'm about to do. I'm about to read you today's mantra. This was a really nice, simple, to the point message. And have you ever heard of that saying, coulda, shoulda, woulda? Have you ever heard of that? Have you ever found yourself just taking time and shaming yourself? I should have done this. I should have said that. I shouldn't have said that or done that. Or maybe even shaming someone else in any given situation. So I know that we've all been there. You know why? Because from what I can see, everybody sitting here, we're part of the human species, and that's all part of life now, isn't it? So I hope today's mantra speaks to you as well as it did to me. This one is from an anonymous source, and it says, just because things could have been better, excuse me, let me start again. Just because things could have been different doesn't mean they would have been better. Just because things could have been different doesn't mean they would have been better. So if you think something has passed you by, or you should have, could have, would have done something differently, you know what? You're exactly where you need to be with me here doing yoga today. So we are going to get started today on our yoga block. So again, if you have a yoga block, come join me. We are going to get started. And I just want to remind all of you that our yoga blocks, we have 3 settings for our yoga blocks. So we have the tallest setting, this one right here. We have the medium setting, and then we have the lowest setting. I want you to choose which one is best for you. I will not be using the tallest or the shortest. I'm going to be using the medium setting. And I'm going to set that right underneath my sit bones, right in between my ankles. And I am going to start kneeling on my block. Now, why am I kneeling on my block? Well, friends, it actually helps us out to create space behind the knees. The one funny thing that I cannot do comfortably yet, as I mentioned earlier, is sit crisscross applesauce on our yoga mat. So that is the main reason you'll see me on certain classes, especially as we just get going and I'm still working toward getting my full mobility back. I'll be sitting on my yoga block on the second or the medium setting. See how that feels If you want a little bit more support, I'd say go to the tallest setting for your yoga block. And we will be using the second yoga block in just a moment. So keep that nearby your mat. All right, friends, how you feeling? You ready? Let's get started. I hope I remember how to teach yoga. Ha, 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 just kidding. All right, so sit up nice and tall, draw your belly in. Let your hands just rest comfortably on your thighs. Close your eyes or even just take a soft gaze toward the earth, starting to notice your breath. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth. Even encouraging an audible sigh. I know you'll hear plenty of those from me today. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Just starting to settle in to this moment with this breath. Notice the body as you root into your yoga block. This might be a new posture or position for the legs, or maybe you just haven't done yoga in a while. Feel free to adjust your seat or posture at any time. Keep your water or whatever you're using for hydration nearby. Just letting go. Relax the muscles around the eyes, relax the tongue and the mouth, relax the jaw. Just a few more breaths, just allowing yourself to center. Notice if your mind is racing through thoughts, experiences, to-dos. When you notice, and we all know that's what the mind does, it likes to transport us elsewhere, other than right here. But as you notice, gently remind yourself to come back to now. Feel the shoulders softening away from the ears. Notice your posture. Notice your breath. Lengthening the inhale, deepening the exhale. As we move our bodies today, moving in honor with love for all of those that felt to need support from those awful wildfires in Maui a few weeks back. And then if you're feeling ready, begin to cultivate our victorious breath. We seal the lips, we breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. This is going to start to heat the body from the inside out, allowing us to stay present. When you find your next in-breath, blink your eyes to open. Good. On your inhale, friends, still letting your hands just rest on the thighs, or to pull the heart through the biceps. Take the heart and gaze upward. Arch your spine, noticing the stretch from the pubic bone through the throat for cow variation. And as you exhale, round your spine, chin to chest, stretch the cervical spine and down the back body for cat. Again, inhaling, reaching the heart, lifting the gaze skyward. Hug your shoulder blades back, squeeze your shoulder blades, lifting into cow. And then exhale through the nose, rounding back to cat. And once again, inhale, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze for cow. Exhaling as you round into cat shape. Come back to a neutral spine. I'm going to ask you now to join your palms, interlace your fingers at your heart center, crisscross the thumbs, and then show me the palms of your hands. Inhale, lift the palms to the sky. Now with those fingers interlaced, exhale, reach to the right, ground that left sit bone into your block. Good. Inhale, reach center, nice and tall, reach those palms to the ceiling. Exhale, reach left. Ground your right sit bone. Feel the stretch through the right waist. Inhale, center. Stay tall here. Exhale, reach right. Ground through that left sit bone. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach left. Ground right. Inhale, center. Let's do one more round. Inhale, reach right. It's like you're tracing a rainbow with your hands. Inhale, center, nice and tall. Exhale, reach left. Inhale, center. Release your hands. Cactus shape your arms. I want you to squeeze those elbows toward the ribs. Lift your heart and gaze. Gentle back bend here. And then inhale, reach your hands to the ceiling. And exhale, hands down to your sides. Really nice. Just coming into some gentle twists here. Inhale, reach the crown of the head to the sky. Exhale, twist left. So that right hand will come to the left thigh. Your left hand can just come behind toward the right hip or to the sacrum. Look over your left shoulder. Holding the posture for an inhale, lengthen in that twist. Exhale, deepen your twist. Inhale, come center. Exhale, twisting to the right. Left hand to the right thigh, right hand behind the back. Inhale, lengthen, keep the twist. Tone your belly. Exhale, deepen. Good. Inhale, come back to center. We're going to go another round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist left. You might go a little deeper this time, maybe the same. Just notice how your body is feeling and responding. Exhale, come center. Good. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Relax your shoulders. Exhale, twisting to the right. Remember, it's not how deep you're going. This twist starts at the low ribs. Hips stay squared to the front of your mat. Exhale, come back to center. Beautiful. Inhale, circle your arms up to the sky. Exhale, palms to heart center. Ah, beautiful. Inhale, circle your arms. Just continuing to center into the start of our class. Exhale, palms to heart center. Really nice. Take that block out from underneath your sit bones. And I'm going to ask you to keep them nearby your yoga mat. You'll see mine in the upper corners. And then come into table pose. So hands and knees. We're just going to start to wag our tail, if you will. Imagine yourself like a puppy dog, just nice and slow. You'll see that I'm moving nice and gently. We're just encouraging space here. Now, especially if this is the first time on your yoga mat since we last met, maybe you didn't get a chance to visit the YouTube channel or do any stretching on your own. And even if you have, we're just starting a nice, slow, gentle movement. Now what I'd like you to do, keep swaying that puppy dog tail. Now let's involve the heart. So you'll see as my hips travel to one side, I'm going to take my upper body like you're drawing a straight line from right to left on your yoga mat with your heart. Keep your spine long. You'll feel the forearms. You'll feel the wrists engaging. Continue to press the floor away. Take a few more breaths here. Take a rest as needed. If you need to sit under your heels, give your wrists a break. We'll do that as well in just a few more breaths. Come center. Inhale, take your heart toward the front of your yoga mat. Shift your hips there, and then exhale, sit toward your heels. You might want to tuck your toes. Inhale, heart reaches to the front of your yoga mat. Exhale, heart comes back toward the knees. You'll feel a nice stretch through the feet. Inhale, forward. Exhale through the nose, back. And one more. Inhale, forward. And exhale. Now you could join that yoga block between the ankles again, or just briefly sit for a moment on your heels. So just kneeling on your yoga mat. Take a moment here. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up high. Exhale, relax your shoulders down. Hands can rest on the thighs. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, release them down. One more. Inhale, shrug. And exhale down. Wonderful. Wave to me with your right hand. Put it up. Press that palm forward. Now take your free hand, the left hand, place it on your fingers, and then just pull your fingernails toward the top of your forearm. You'll feel a nice stretch through the wrists. Take another breath here. Stay soft in your jaw, through your shoulders. Now, friends, as you exhale, release that left hand. And now show me the top of your hand, like you have a brand new piece of jewelry on and you're showing me a ring. Take that left hand, gently press through the top of the hand. You'll feel a stretch through the front of the forearm. Good. Take another breath. Notice if you're crunching the shoulders up by the ears, relax them. Let's repeat that stretch. Show me the palm of your hand. Gently encourage the fingernails toward the top of your forearm. Breathe here. And then exhale. Show me that new ring. And then cover it up with your left hand. I don't want to steal your ring. And release. Shake out those wrists. We have one more side. Inhale, show me the palm of your left hand. When you're ready, take hold of that left fingers and gently encourage those fingernails on the left side toward your forearm. Exhale, release. Show me a new ring, perhaps on your left hand. Maybe you're all blinged out today with your jewelry. Stretch. Feel that stretch through the top of the left forearm and wrist. And then once again, show me the palm of your hand. Stretch it back. And stretch it forward. Woo, perfect. Release, shake it out, roll your wrists, and then let's come back into table pose. Now, if table pose feels better than down dog, stay right in table. Inhale, we're gonna tuck our toes, send our hips up and back, press your belly toward your thighs, start to walk your dog. Now, if this doesn't feel good or your head doesn't want to be below your heart, you could even look between your hands. See how that feels. Just be playful. I am sending one heel to the mat at a time. This always feels so good, especially when we haven't been doing this for a while. Wonderful, friends. Now inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, look between your hands. Walk your feet up toward the front of your yoga mat. Take your blocks on their tallest setting, place them right in front of your toes. And then inhale, press your hands into the blocks, halfway lift. Let's lengthen. Beautiful, looking so strong. Exhale, back to forward fold. Keep your hands right on those blocks. Inhale, press into the blocks, lift your head halfway. Find that length in the body, beautiful. Exhale, back to forward fold. Remember to bend your knees if you want less sensation. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now you can move those blocks out of the way. Grab opposite elbows if you'd like to come into ragdoll. If you want to keep yourself feeling more support, you can place your hands on a piece of furniture in front of you, a chair that you may be using, or even your yoga blocks. Swaying side to side, let the breath guide your movement. If you want more intensity, you're going to work towards straightening those legs. If you want less intensity, kind of deeper bend in your knees. Notice what feels good in your body, always honoring where you're at today. We don't need to force stretches. It'll come, especially with a regular yoga practice now that we're getting back to our normal schedule. Exhale, release your hands, place them to the blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, sitting into an imaginary chair. Weight will come to the heels, one hand to the thigh, other hand to the thigh, pressing up, slowly rolling up. You're going to stack one vertebra at a time. And then when your head and neck stacks, inhale, circle the arms, reach for the wall behind you, like you're creating a big yoga angel. Exhale, palms to heart center. Beautiful. And again, let's inhale, circle the arms up nice and tall. This time, exhale, cactus shape those arms. This will sound familiar. Lift your heart and gaze. And then exhale, join your hands at your low back. Now you'll notice my feet are still hips distance. Join your palms, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, shift your hips toward the front of your yoga mat. Reach the knuckles down for your heels. So let me show you from the side, just a gentle back bend. You want to control your head and neck. Splay broad sensation through those clavicles. I want you to engage your glutes, engage your quads. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale, release, mountain pose. Just take a few breaths here, noticing the sensations in your body. They might be sensations that you've not felt for a few months. They may be sensations that you're quite familiar with. Just breathe into your legs. Breathe into that length we just created in the front of the body. Give me one more breath here. Feet are staying hips width on your inhale. Palms will float to heart center. Sit into that imaginary chair pose. Now you'll notice the weight will travel to your heels. I want you to be able to see my feet here. I'll move that one just a little bit out of the way. Palms at heart center. Now remember, if it feels like you're crunching and arching your back, take your hip points, reach them up to your ribs. So see that little tilt of the pelvis is going to keep some space between the low back region where we often feel pain. Inhale, let's come back up to mountain. Good. On your next exhale, release it all out. Big sigh. Inhale, come high up onto the balls of the feet. Lift your heels. Exhale, heels down. Beautiful. Now on your next inhale, lift your knee up to the right knee, rather, up to hip height. Lift your arms, single-legged mountain. Exhale, come back down into your mountain pose. Inhale, left side lifts, arms reach, single-legged mountain. Beautiful. Exhale it down. A few more of these. Inhale, right knee to hip height. Now you'll notice the right hip wants to lift. Keep them even. Exhale, press it down. I want you to feel the energy in your body. Inhale, lift like you're moving through water, even as you're lifting that left knee hip height. Beautiful. Exhale, bring it back. Last round, inhale right. Exhale down. And again, inhale, lift your left. And exhale, step it down. Really nice. Inhale, lift both hands up onto the balls of the feet. Lift your heels. Exhale, come back to chair pose. Keep your heels lifted if you can, and then airplane those arms. Squeeze your pinky fingers together behind your low back. Exhale, lower your heels and come into forward fold. Blocks can return right in front of the feet on their tallest setting. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to rise, lifting, flat back. Exhale, cactus shape the arms, lift your heart and base. And exhale, release your hands. Now let's toe heel feet the width of your mat. Hands are gonna come right to the hips. Like you have an imaginary hula hoop on you, let's start to rotate the hips. Now, I just can't tell you how much joy this brings me to be honest and say to you, as we do this motion, I no longer have impingement in my right hip, which will be the left side if you're looking at your screen. Isn't that a reason to celebrate? I'll tell you, you never appreciate something until you have it back, right? Inhale, switch directions. So can you make this hula hoop motion even larger than the last? Breathe. I want you to feel all parts of the hip getting that stretch. The front of the hip, the back of the hip, the outside of the hip, the inside, which are those inner thighs, the adductor. Come back to center. Inhale, shift your hips over to the right, like you're pressing them into the wall in your space. And now reach your right hand up and overhead. Left hand can stay supported on that left either thigh or hip. Inhale, come to center, right hand to hip. Exhale, left arm reaches up. Shift those hips all the way over as you reach to the right side. Take another breath. Good. Inhale back to center. And release the hands. Beautiful, friends. Feet are going to stay wide. Put a nice soft bend in your knees. Inhale, bicep curl, and take your hips up to your ribs. So from the side, it's going to look like this. Inhale, curl. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, curl. Beautiful. Exhale, send it back. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Inhale, curl. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, grab all your stress, all the cares. Exhale, throw it behind you. You don't need it anymore. Inhale, curl. Exhale, release. Give me one more. Inhale, squeeze those glutes, squeeze the biceps, contract your muscles. Exhale, release. Inhale, circle the arms. Exhale, let it go. Again, inhale, circle the arms. Exhale, let it all go. A louder sigh on this final one. Inhale, reach it up. Let it all go. Blink your eyes to open if they're not already there. Toe heel your feet. Now, if you want assistance with balance, maybe a wall is a great thing to have nearby off to the right. We're going to come into our balancing section. Our left foot will be our grounded foot first. So we're going to inhale, reach the right knee hip height, single-legged mountain. We did these earlier. Good. Holding for just 3 breaths. Now we're going to be working hard to stabilize through that left leg. We'll be doing a few balancing poses. I want you to feel confident. Beautiful. Now exhale, come back to mountain. You could rest here in mountain at any time. Inhale, bend your right knee, lift your right heel off the ground. Exhale, externally rotate it. Bring your right heel into the inner left ankle. We're going into tree pose. Now you have options. You can stay right here for tree, or you can inhale, slide your heel up the inside of the left leg. It will land either below the knee, or you can assist with the right hand above the knee. See what feels good. Inhale, grow tall through your tree. As you exhale, take your right knee, keep your hips squared, take your right knee and press it open. You'll feel a nice stretch through that inner right hip and thigh. Take another inhale. If you'd like, grow your branches with me. Challenge your balance if you'd like by looking to the ceiling. You might even close one or both eyes. That is up to you. If at any time you need a break, take it. Can you smile? And are you breathing? Two very important questions. Inhale here. Exhale, release it down. Now let's shake out that left side. Woo. Now, y'all know I'm teaching at a new yoga studio. So I'm working on some of the postures that we're doing for tonight's class that I have there. Do you have your yoga blocks? Place them in the upper corners of your yoga mat. We're going to use those in our next balancing sequence. Now, here's the fun part. We're using the left leg still. So if your left leg is tired, give it a shake, rest at any time. We're going to come into warrior three. So what I want you to do is place your left foot front and center, or actually I lied to you, about halfway and to the center of your yoga mat. Inhale, tall. Now, like a seesaw, hands to hips. Exhale, send your right heel to the wall behind, hinge forward. Hands are going to come onto your yoga blocks for support. Warrior three, beautiful. Now, if those yoga blocks are too low to the ground, use a table in front of you, or if you have a desk nearby, or you could always stay more upright like I'm demoing here. This one is actually a little more challenging. Take another breath in your warrior three. Now, as you exhale, keep your nose or keep your gaze toward your nose. Start to round through your spine. Tap the right knee to the back of your left knee as you come into a squat. Inhale, lengthen back to warrior three. Exhale, tap the right knee behind the left and round. Inhale, warrior three, last one. Exhale, tap the right knee to the left. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, right foot down to meet the left. Sit into chair pose. Inhale, lift your hands, sitting into that imaginary chair. And exhale, back to standing. Ooh, how do you feel? Those are called Shiva squats, and those are a lot of fun, but I'll tell you, they really work the low body. And if you're feeling tense in the upper body, that means you were really gripping those blocks. So keep that mindfulness coming. Remember, we'll get it back. I like to think of today's classes clearing out the cobwebs, right? All right, let's do that same thing on the second side. So we're going to start back with single-legged mountain. Remember, you can use a wall for your support. Inhale, right foot stays rooted. Lift your left knee, lift the hands. Left knee will be hip height. Now you could rest your toes on a block. You could rest the left toes down. If not, you want more, flex your left foot like your toenails are reaching for that left shin. Take another breath here. Exhale back down to your mountain pose. Inhale, bend your left knee, lift your left heel. Exhale, and externally rotate. Left heel to inner right leg. Palms will come to heart center. Slide your foot up either below or above the knee. Find your comfort level in tree. Stand tall. Start to notice your breath. Can you relax your shoulders? Can you lift your heart? Can you lift the crown of the head? Looking so strong, everyone. You must have been practicing while I was away. Inhale, option to raise your branches. Option to look skyward or even closing your eyes if you want to challenge that balance. Are you feeling this through that grounded leg? I know I am. Oh, inhale. Exhale, release. Shake out that right side. Remember, roll your ankle. Do what feels good for your body. This is a great time to hydrate. Anything that feels good for you as long as you're feeling supported. Blocks up in the upper right hand and left hand corner of your mat. We're coming into warrior three. So rooting through that right foot, palms to heart center, flex your left foot from heel to head like a seesaw. Inhale. Now you may stay right here, and this is great, or you can come forward and left and the right hand will come to the blocks. Beautiful. Finding that inward and upward motion of that left inner thigh. This will keep your hips even Take another breath. Find another inch of length from head to heel. Let's come into those Shiva squats, friends. Exhale, round your spine. Left knee is going to kiss the back of the right knee. Inhale, lengthen. Once again, feel like you're moving through water. Exhale, find control, evenness through the hips. Inhale, lengthen. Last one here. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Left foot meets the right. Inhale, sit into your chair pose. Inhale, lift, sit low. And exhale, back to your mountain pose. Really nice. Shake it all out. Do any organic movement that feels good. Now, we worked our bodies in a couple different ways, and we're still getting warm throughout the body, believe it or not. So standing toward the front of your yoga mat. Inhale, circle your arms tall. Exhale, forward folds. Hinge at your hips. Bend your knees if you'd like. Inhale, slide your hands up the shins or hands to blocks, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat right underneath your shoulders. Step back so that you come into high push-up pose or plank pose. Exhale, option to lower the knees down. Slowly lowering down halfway, chaturanga, all the way to the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Lift the heart and gaze, beautiful. Exhale, lower the forehead to the mat. Inhale, slide your hands down to the low ribs. Press all the way up as you come into full cobra. Ah, beautiful back bend. And then as you exhale, kiss the toes in the center of your mat. Keep your knees wide and then just press back into child's pose. So your sit bones will come to the heels. They may go beyond. And you're going to feel a nice stretch as the hands walk toward the front of the mat. You'll feel a stretch through the underarms, through the triceps. And the more alert you are through your hands, so that means pressing your hands firmly into the yoga mat, you're going to feel a nice lengthening stretch through the upper back, hard to reach areas. Really important to keep our shoulders nice and open. As you exhale, slowly drag the elbows toward the knees. Blink your eyes to open. Just take a moment and just turn your head side to side, like you're massaging your forehead on your yoga mat. Just notice how that feels. Breathe into your shoulders, breathe into your neck, your jaw. Come back to center. Inhale, pressing up, and then bring your legs around as we come to seated on our yoga mat. Send your legs long. I'm going to once again move my yoga block so that you can see me. You can keep yours up toward the front of your yoga mat, or you might want to bring them a little closer. Now, sitting upright, spread the flesh away from your sit bones, flex your feet. On your inhale, bend your right knee, hug the knee into your chest. And then as you exhale, step your right foot to the outside of your left leg stays extended. And then hug your right knee in toward the midline of your mat. Start to grow nice and tall through the crown of your head. Do you feel that stretch through the outer right hip and glute? Yes, I do too. Stay here, or friends, if you want to go a little deeper, look over your right shoulder, maybe even taking your left tricep, taking it to the outside of your left thigh, and your right hand will come to reach behind you for support. You create a stop sign with that left hand. If you notice this is too intense, come back to that first option. How's your breath? Where's your gaze? See if you can keep your gaze straight out from the body. Often we like to look down in these postures that are static, the ones that we hold for a bit, keeping our chakras open. Let's exhale, look center, unravel the twist. Beautiful. Sitting upright, like your back is against a wall, keep your right foot flexed. Take hold of your foot with your left hand and take hold of your bottom right knee with the right hand. And then you'll see, like a yoga baby, I'm just going to start to breathe into the hip. I'm just getting my hips a little more open, breathing in. Now I'll show you the deeper option. As long as you're keeping the spine nice and flat, you can take the crux of the elbow into the sole of that right foot and then grab around the outside of the knee and you can hold. Now, if you're wondering, this is not my surgery side. So yes, I could still do it on this side. That's why I'm so happy that we're starting with the right side first so I could demo this. I will not be demoing this on the second side for obvious reasons. Now take your peace fingers around your right big toe and then extend it forward. Reach your left hand shoulder height forward, thumb facing sky. Breathe into that stretch. Notice you want to curve through the spine. Lift your heart. Take another breath here. Exhale, release that right leg down. Gently place the hands behind for support and just tap the back of your legs on your yoga mat, breathing into that stretch. Does that feel good or does that feel good? On your next inhale, my friends, bringing that left knee into the chest, stay tall. Exhale, cross that leg over to the outer right thigh, onto the yoga mat, hugging that left knee in. You'll notice one side very often for most of us is more capable than another side. Very normal, very natural. Don't shame yourself for feeling a certain way or wishing you felt differently. Remember your options to go deeper. You can take that right tricep to the outer left thigh, left hand behind for support. We're not leaning a lot of weight into the left hand, rather just like a kickstand on a bike, just to help support. One more deep breath here. As you exhale, look forward, stay tall, slowly unravel your twist. Now, as you come to unravel the leg, right hand to the left foot, left hand to the outer left knee, and then go ahead and start to sway side to side. Remember that yoga baby option, as I like to call it, where you bring the crux of the right elbow into the arch of your left foot. If that feels better for you, go ahead and take it. Just a few weeks back, I couldn't do this pose. I'm seeing great progress with consistent effort and dedication. I'm so, so excited. All right, friends, inhale, come back to center. Left peace fingers wrap around the left big toe. Reach the right arm forward, left heel forward. Now you can keep a bent knee if you want less, if you want more intensity. Straighten the leg, lift your heart. I like to even gaze to where the wall and ceiling meet in front of me. Take one more breath. Exhale, release, and gently find the tap through those legs once again. Really nicely done. Now, on your next breath, if you have your yoga strap nearby, I told you we'd get to use them today. We're using all the things. Now, I have a long strap, so I'm going to keep mine doubled up. If you need it longer, find what works for you. If you don't have a yoga strap or a belt nearby, you could use a beach towel, anything that has length, and we're going to wrap it around our feet. So I'm going to move back just so that you can see me. I'm going to take the strap, place it around the arches of the feet, and then slowly come to upright. Now, if you don't have anything, that's okay. You could even just sit with extended legs and flex your feet, lifting your heart. Now, do you already feel the stretch? I do. If you want more, I want you to bring your toenails, actively reach them toward your shins. If you want less, relax your feet. And then when you want to come back to the stretch, flex your feet and join us. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, come into that forward fold. So I'm hugging those elbows back toward my ribs. Think chaturanga arms, if you will. You could even walk your hands forward on your belt or your towel, whatever it is you're using, and come in. Now, it's funny because you don't need to go deep. Some people will put their nose all the way down, and that's okay. But I don't need to go that deep in order to feel the stretch. I want you to hinge at your hips. I want you to keep your gaze forward. And I want you to feel the stretch deeply, all the way from the soles of your feet, friends, all the way through the low back. Breathe one more inhale. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, come all the way up and release the strap. You guessed it. Hands come behind your body for support. Tap the backs of the legs. And now let's windshield wiper the toes from side to side. As you inhale, notice your posture again. Lift your heart, hands behind for support. Let's take the feet the width of the yoga mat. And we are going to flex the feet. So just our heels are on the yoga mat. Inhaling as you internally rotate to the right. You're externally rotating with that right leg. Inhale, come across center. So think about drawing big rainbow shapes with your knees. And you'll notice, if you can, whatever leg is internally rotating, Tap the inside of that knee joint, that inner thigh, if you can, into the yoga mat. Taking your time here to really just create space, breathing. You'll notice the whole time I'm keeping my feet flexed. Really important because we always want to protect our knee joints. We only get one set, and it's so good for us to feel the stretch and just invite space. No need to hurry ever in yoga. That's the nicest part, as well as connecting with you all. Go ahead and extend your legs long. Sitting upright, I'm just giving those legs another little tap as you engage the low body. Inhale, tall. Exhale, right hand to left outer thigh, and then just look over your left shoulder. So I want the legs extended. And now we're just twisting through the upper body. Notice again where your chin is. Is it lowering to the chest? Can you keep it up so that you're looking straight ahead in whatever direction? Exhale, come center. Keep the legs engaged and active. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the right. Good. I want you to feel as if there's a rope reaching and pulling the crown of the head to the sky. Exhale, back to center. Beautiful. Now we're going to come into Baddha Konasana. So I'm going to use a block if needed. I'm going to have it by my surgery side. Feel free to do this with one or both of your blocks as well. So come into butterfly shape. This shape is rather new to my hip. So it won't look like, if you recall what it looked like when I used to demo it back in the day, it looks a little different now, but it's also fine. This is just an opportunity for me to show you a pose I'm working on that I can't do yet based on textbook postures, but it's okay because I'm feeling the stretch. Now, as I inhale, I'm going to start to place my thumbs to the inside of the arches of my feet, and I'm going to start to spread my big toes apart, and I'm going to open my feet like a book. Now, if you need support like I do under your knees, any height for the block, we've explored some, and that will help to feel at ease in that inner adductor region. Inhale, pull the heart through the biceps, hug your elbows toward the back of your space. If this is deep enough, stay here. Otherwise, begin to hinge forward. Now, as I breathe and as I get a little deeper, you'll see I'm even going to lower my yoga block. I need a little less support. When I first started this posture after my surgery, which was just only in the last few weeks, I had the block on the tallest setting. So it's really interesting how the body can relearn what it once knew and be reintroduced. And all the while, at the same time, it's funny, friends, it actually will feel like maybe you've never done this posture before. So you definitely want to keep your sense of humor. Now, as I fold forward, I'm going to keep the elbows into the inner thighs. Notice what I'm not doing, which is looking toward my navel. Inhale, lengthen the body, hinge at the hips, like you're reaching your heart toward the front of your yoga mat. Shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Give me one more breath. Good. Exhale, back to upright. Woo. Slowly bring those knees together. You could remove the block if you were using one. And then once again, hands come behind for support. Take your heels the width of the mat, flex your feet. And you guessed it, internal, external rotation of the hips. How are your hips feeling? I'm really definitely noticing I'm creating space, and I'm very aware of it, obviously on my right side from surgery, but I noticed we want equality through the body. My left side actually got a little tighter during the recovery time as well, and that's okay. We're all just learning together and reintroducing space within. Wonderful, friends. Now we're going to put all those props off to the side. You may want to keep a block nearby and then come into wide-legged straddle. Now you can turn sideways on your mat. I'm going to stay facing forward so that you can see me, and I'm going to use a block on its tallest setting. Eventually, I will be lowering it down. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring the block in arm's reach. I'm going to press my hands into the yoga block. You'll see my feet flexed and active here. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze, press your hands down into the yoga block. This, for some of us, will be deep enough stretch, right? All the way through those inner thighs. That's all you'll need. If you want to go deeper, you're going to exhale, start to hinge forward. You might even lower your yoga block so that your elbows come to rest on the yoga block in its medium height, or maybe on the lowest height. Now, as I find that second centering of the body and what feels good, you may want to adjust. If you want less, bring your heels a little closer together. Inhale, root your forearms or hands, whatever's touching the block. Pull your heart through the biceps. And then exhale, start to hinge down a little bit more. Now my elbows might be on the yoga mat. Yours might be, just like mine. I don't need the block anymore. Walk your hands forward. Inhale, lengthen, like you're pulling your yoga mat toward you. And then exhale. Maybe today's the day that forehead will touch the mat, or maybe resting it on the yoga block. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, hands come behind for support. Let's toe heel, or windshield wiper rather, the toes. And then circle the ankles in both directions. Now, when you do this motion with your ankles, you're gonna really feel it in those inner thighs, in the adductors. How does your low back feel? Hopefully good. I'm rotating the ankles in both directions. And once again, windshield wipering. Just reintroducing some movements, especially like I said earlier, if you haven't done this in a while. Inhale, find your base, reconnect once again. You can use a yoga block or not. I'm going to use it on its lowest setting, right on the inside of my right leg, right hand to the yoga block, or you could rest it on your shin. Inhale, lift your left arm up and reach over. Now, if you want to go deeper, you'll slide that yoga block away from the body and you'll create space. Now, if you're hinging forward, it might be because you're tight in the left side body, which is okay. So you want to take your arm from here, see if you could come up a little higher, create space by reaching to the ceiling. You might want to do that first. If that feels good, then start to reach over, like you're trying to reach for your pinky toe on that right side. Take another breath there. Inhale, press through the right block, come all the way to upright. And then take your yoga block over to the second side, option to come between any height or to come in front of, for me, it's the shin. Left hand into the yoga block. Inhale, right hand to the ceiling. Now you might stay here with me or to go deeper. Exhale, you'll see I'm going to slide the yoga block away and create space. Like you're reaching your thumb for the back wall, like you're reaching for the pinky toe, just depending on where you're at. Another breath. Inhale, come back to upright. Take your yoga block with you. Exhale, reach it forward and come into your deepest expression. Forward fold. Forehead could come to a block like I'm demoing, or you could just reach the yoga block away and let the forehead tap your mat. Inhale, slide that yoga block back in toward your body. Bring it out to the side. Gently encourage your legs back to the center of your yoga mat. Bring your feet long, shake out your legs. And my favorite part, friends, is when the teacher says, lie onto your back. Now, if you have your yoga strap nearby, please go ahead and grab it. We're going to use it once again. We are going to take our yoga strap around the right foot, the sole of the right foot, and then just extend that right leg to the sky. Now you can keep your yoga blocks nearby or place them out of the way, just depending on what feels good for your body. Now I'm demoing here with my left leg still bent. Flex your foot and then just walk your hands up toward your right foot, like you're climbing up that strap. Now you can come to the foot, connect hands to foot, or just hang onto the strap wherever you're at. Now relax your shoulders. And then just for a moment, relax your right foot, relax your toes. Feel the difference. Start to pull once again gently on the strap. Now engage by flexing the foot. Send the heel on that right side to the ceiling. Feel the difference. We want to stay in that active state. If you want even more, extend your left leg long. And now take the tips of your toes toward the wall behind your head. Breathe into that stretch. Deep Ujjayi breaths in and out of the nose. Now, as you exhale, take the strap into your right hand, keep your right foot flexed, and then actively lower your right pinky toe toward your yoga mat. This is where you could use a block under the right leg at any portion to support it. I like to reach my left arm away from the body. If you want even more support, bend your left leg, press your left foot into the yoga mat. So I'm demoing that now. You'll feel an opening and a broadening through the heart space. You'll feel an opening, especially if you have your left leg extended long. You'll feel this through the front of the left hip and that right inner thigh. Inhale, come to center. Keep the strap around that same foot. Bring that strap into your left hand. And then from here, my friends, your right arm will reach away from the body. And then just slowly lower your right big toe over to the left edge of your yoga mat. Now, this is going to be a very deep stretch. So if you want less, bend your right knee and then rejoin us when you're ready. Anchor your right shoulder blade, your right forearm into the mat. And then if you want even more, look to your right thumb. You'll feel a beautiful lengthening through the outer right hip, the hamstring, even that right chest and shoulder. Good. Inhale, come back to center onto your back, bending through the left leg, and then free the right foot. And you guessed it, friends, we are going to do the same thing on the second side. So when you feel ready, inhale, place that strap around the left arch of the left foot. Find what works for your body. I'm showing you options. I won't be verbalizing all of them, but you can bend or straighten the right leg as it's comfortable for you. Engage your left foot by flexing. Take your toenails toward your shin. And if you want more, now take your toenails toward your shin and take the tips of your toes to the wall behind your head. Shoulders relaxed, jaw soft, tongue relaxed in the mouth. Breathing into that stretch. Remember, if you're in pain, come out of the pose. Re-engage to a variation that's comfortable for your body. We never want to force our body. From here, we're going to place the strap into the left hand and then take it out to the side. This is where you could bend that right leg again. You could also use a block under your ankle, your shin, your knee. I like to use the block in the tallest setting here when I do want that extra support. I've been on a journey of not using blocks recently. When I started back with yoga, after my surgery, I must have been using 4 blocks. I needed some more support, and now I'm into stretching it. It's like the good old days. Inhale, let's come back to center. Readjust your hands to the strap. I like to now take the strap in my right hand. Left arm is going to reach away from the body, anchor the left shoulder blade, flex your left foot, and reach that big toe over toward the right edge of the floor or mat. You could also use a block here. Under the left ankle is a popular spot. You'll see the depth in my stretch. I have my big toe is about 2 inches off the floor. I'm feeling this stretch through the lower back on the left hip, the glute, the outer IT region, all the way through the Achilles. Ah, such a nice release. On your inhale, let's come back to center. And then as you exhale, release your foot from the strap. And we are going to come into the ever popular happy baby. So inhale, bring the knees to the chest and then spread the knees the width of the shoulders, taking hold of the arches of your feet. Feel free to sway here to the rhythm of your breath. If getting to those arches aren't feeling comfortable, take a look at me. I'm showing you can hold your ankles. You can even hold, like I'm demoing here, right behind those hamstrings. That will be the least intense. You could stay still here. You could sway. Each exhale, allow your knees to come a little closer to the mat. On your inhale, take your straddle. You can hold your inner thighs, your inner shins. You could also wrap your peace fingers around those big toes. I'm reminiscing a lot today, I know, but I remember the first time I did this after surgery. Whoo, talk about seeing stars and singing opera. It was happening inside my head. Better inside there than the world hearing it. Trust me, I was not the one blessed with the good singing voice in my family. We'll leave that to some relatives. Inhale, bring your heels together. Exhale, release, hug the knees into the chest. And then just take some time here to sway or circle your knees. Breathe into your low back, breathe into your glutes, your ankles, your knees. Really important here to give yourself grace as we reintroduce our body to yoga. Exhale, drift the legs over to the left side, just to a nice twist. Stack the right knee, ankle, and hip over the left. If it feels good, right arm reaches away from the body. Close your eyes here. And then just surrender any effort from your physical body and just noticing how it feels. And then inhale, bring your knees across the center. Exhale, lower them over to the right side. Left arm reaches away from the body. Anchor your left shoulder blade. Right hand can just rest on the outer left thigh. And take a few deeper breaths in. Releasing the breath out. Good. And then as you exhale, come back to center. Exhale all the air from the body. As you inhale, hug the nose to the knees, knees to the nose. Nice small shape. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath in at the top of your inhale. And then as you exhale, extend your limbs long, my friends. Take up space on your mat. If you have a small towel, feel free to cover the eyes here. As we come into our natural breath, our final resting pose, Shavasana. Lips will separate, relax the tongue in the mouth. Long, deep breaths in and out. Noticing the quality of your breath. Observing the sensations through the body. Continuing to let go. Just because things could have been different doesn't mean they would have been better. And take another long breath in. Deep breath out. Gentle movement of the toes, your fingers open and close the mouth, even turning the head side to side. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, lengthen the body long. And as you exhale, hug the knees back into the chest. One last time, swaying side to side if that feels good. And then rolling onto your most comfortable side. And take a moment, pressing back up to a comfortable seat. Bringing your palms to heart center. Slight bow of the head. Thank you for allowing me to guide your practice today. It is so, so, so good to be back with you once again. And I look forward to seeing you, friends, for yoga and meditation in honor of the Maui Humane Society on Thursday. Thanks again for your time, letting me guide, and your donations. Aloha and namaste. Thank you so much. It's like we didn't skip a beat. Take good care. Bye-bye.